And we are back. Hey, John.
Hey, how you feeling, my friend?
Feeling frosty. How about you?
It's funny, we said at the beginning of this thing, like, oh, we'll just strap in for a 6-hour live stream, but we'll do it again tomorrow and then the day after that. So
That's it. Yeah. It does fly by, though, and it's a lot of content. I'm glad everyone's enjoying. It seems like a lot of great chatter, a lot of great engagement. But now let's dive into CTF stuff, man. So CTFs, people love CTFs. Do you like CTFs, John?
I do. Capture the flag is honestly how I cut my teeth on all this stuff. That's how I got started in security.
Yeah, man. It's funny because I know we talked a little bit about war games. We were trying to get some content around that. Over the Wire is what I was messing around with back in 2015 when I was a young fledgling trying to find my way into security. And I was like, yeah, I want to go and like learn how to hack stuff. And this seems really cool. I'm typing CD and PWD, right? Like I'm doing an SSH connection. I thought that was so cool back then. And you know what? It is still kind of cool, honestly. So what do we have now? We have a CTF that we have brought inside of ContinuumCon. We had one last year, and this is part 2. The CTFs that we're going to host in this conference, at least this year again, is going to be a big blue team focused DFIR event. So for those of you that love getting your hands dirty with a Windows compromised workstation, this is going to be amazing for you. But not just that. If you like CTI, if you like detection engineering, if you like GRC, and if you like writing incident reports, or if you just like writing reports in general, I think you're going to like this too, because this is a little bit of a different type of CTF. So the CTF you might be kind of used to is a lot around like flags and IOCs that you submit, and you might have to do some deep investigation and then kind of come back to an input field type of answer, or maybe a multiple choice of sorts. And that's here too. But the CTF is kind of a level above that because we have some additional tooling that we have built in it for you to make your experience more engaging. Now, this is a CTF called Envelope. And actually, you know what, John, I'm going to go and share.
Yeah,
I can do
I
this.
was just giving you some visuals, but I can get out of your way, my friend. If you've got some screen share, I can dip out and let you take the floor.
Yeah, all good, man. I'm going to go into share because it's probably easier. I can kind of just like tab through stuff over here. 1 second. I appreciate the cover fire, though. 1 second here. So share screen window. Now I'm one of the presenters.
I know. I feel like I got to leave you alone. I'll let you do your thing, or do you want me here with you? You let me know.
Yeah, you're good, man. I'm just gonna be like talking a lot, but if you want to jump in and like ask stuff, yeah, that's all good. All good.
Cool.
You can do your thing. Okay, let's share that. I believe I'm good. Yeah, you can start. Yeah,
looking good.
Cool. Okay. So let me grab the link. This CTF is hosted on the Level Effect platform. So as I mentioned kind of earlier on in the con, on the opening notes, this is Just Hacking Training, Level Effect. We've kind of merged our skills and resources together. So the CTF is going to be hosted over on the Level Effect platform called our Guardian Foundry, where we have a lot of additional features and tools built in to enrich the experience that I mentioned. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this inside of chat real quick. You can go ahead and get yourselves registered for that. The CTF event kicks off now in 5 minutes. So by the time I'm done yapping over here, you should be able to go and connect yourself to the CTF. So what is it? What's actually happening? Well, scenario, a finance user has clicked the wrong shortcut. Not like that's ever happened, right? That's just another day in the IT security world. What looked like a Q2 remittance PDF was more like a loader. And now we're dealing with persistence and outbound activity. Yep. So now it is your turn to hunt through the box, find what landed where, and rip that implant apart. This is a hands-on incident response and reverse engineering challenge, and there are some technical aspects of it. So I'm going to kind of go over these bullet points over here and how you can get started. So first things first, you want to go and register here by email. That'll give you an account registration over at Level Effect. And then I'll show you where that's inside of the platform next. Now, this is open free to everyone. So even if you're just watching the stream, You want to come hang out, you want to give it a shot. Free users, we do give you several VM hours to get started on the CTF, and there are prizes. If you want a bundle more of hours, well, go ahead and grab yourself a ticket over here. Defenders get 30 VM hours, and Guardians get 40 VM hours. Free users will get 5 hours. So, not trying to just like push you to the ticket, but just saying if you want to get yourself involved, you can go and get a bundle of hours inside there as well. Or you could always just purchase additional credits if you feel that's not enough time. So the CTF is actually good for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. You are going to trace an initial access from this phishing zip. Exactly what happened. You have to find out. You need to find out what landed on the disk and the multiple ways that it survives boot. So there is persistence. You're going to have to hunt through this box and find out what happened. There is reverse engineering on an implant. There are binaries to discover. And there's also C2 activity for you to uncover. So you're going to want to go and use that networking knowledge that you might have and find out exactly what is beaconing from the box. And of course, there are hunting IOCs. It wouldn't be CTF if you didn't have that. We still want you to go and feel really good and get that little dopamine hit. Find an IOC, find a flag, hit the little input, and feel good about that too. But there's also a write-up, as I mentioned. So there are some short answer questions where if you've fiddled around with Sigma, Yara, get ready. You're going to have to go and write a detection rule based on what you found on the box. We want you to test your ability to not only triage a compromised workstation, but also to write detection rules that can prevent further compromise of similar activity. Now, we also want you to do some tie-in back to MITRE ATT&CK. We're looking to see how well you can pull in CTI concepts when you do answer these questions. And there's also some GRC components to it as well. The skills that you will generally be involved with on the CTF are on link and PowerShell analysis. PowerShell, yeah. And Windows persistence hunting, reverse engineering and string deobfuscation, custom protocol analysis. This is a custom implant. There's also C2 interaction, detection engineering, as I mentioned, threat intelligence reasoning, GRC analysis, and incident response writing. A whole whack of stuff. As mentioned, you get several hours, and there are a bunch of prizes, and we're going to be revealing that. This is going to be updated here pretty soon, probably by tomorrow morning latest. We're going to get the CTF kicked off, make sure that everyone's connected and rolled off, but there will be prizes, and there is a full leaderboard that will be viewable. So, once you register for the CTF and you end up on the Guardian Foundry platform over here, you should see it over here on the top banner. So you'll see a ContinuumCon CTF, which is CCCTF. That's the CTF event for what we have over here in 2026. And this should allow you to open it up, and you're going to see the same screen that you saw before in the registration. So I believe in 2 minutes, this will go live. So all of you that are on the chat right now, you're getting a nice little sneak peek on what is happening. Now, inside of the event, I'm going to give you a kind of a back end look over here. This is a little admin preview. So this is something that I can see, and this is what you're going to observe when you start the CTF. But you're going to have some instructions over here to launch a lab. And then you have the questions themselves where you can try and input some flags. For example, there is the file q2remittance.zip. That is how this all started. We had someone click on something that they shouldn't have. And then you need to understand what actually happened on the execution chain and use your triage analysis abilities to uncover exactly what it is. Is it really a zip file? Is it not? And where is the flag inside of it? Again, using triage skills. Also, some questions to answer around persistence mechanisms. And as we scroll down on the challenges over here, you're going to see something like MITRE ATT&CK mapping. So this is something where map one behavior you observed in the envelope investigation to MITRE ATT&CK technique ID and explain the match, full prompt in the linked training. Now, some of these questions over here are actually going to be using a little bit of AI assistance grading. So this platform that we've built and tinkered with over here has some AI assistance where it is acting a little bit like us. It has its own reference answer that we have written, a grading rubric, and it has a lot of anti-leak instructions. And some of those prompt injection techniques that you might have learned, I don't think you're going to be able to get away with them too much on these answers. You can try, but we'll see how that goes. So that might be some of the questions that you'll answer over here. And as mentioned, you'll have to also write a couple detection rules. So in this case, we might have a Yara rule that you'd have to write. So write a Yara rule that detects one malicious file you've identified using specific identifying strings and a condition clause. Full prompt in the link training. So what'll happen is you'll be able to start that challenge and it'll open you up to something like this. So if I were to go inside here, and this is a detection engine rule for Yara, I'm just going to say, and I'm going to pretend that I don't know Yara, I haven't interacted with it. So stop malware is my, actually, I'm going to put that inside of quotes. Stop malware is my rule. So you can kind of be a little scummy with it, hit that submit, and it's going to give you a little bit of feedback. So it's actually going to tell me 0 out of 10. The response contains no Yara rule or relevant content whatsoever. So the AI is also going to give you a little bit of flack, has a bit of a personality, but it will tell you what you need to do. So part of the CTF is also going to give you some personalized feedback and explain to you how you can improve. So that's kind of cool. But that's how you'll answer some of those AI graded questions. Now, the last thing that I'm going to go and cover over here, as I mentioned, there are some GRC types of questions classifying the severity of this incident. That's pretty important. You do want to be able to have some level of vulnerability analysis and management and understanding to prevent something like this in the future. So we do want to tie in multifaceted skills over here. But it all culminates inside of an incident report itself. This is a full report. Okay, so again, I can see like a little bit of information over here from my own admin abilities, but you will have to go and type in what you've been able to uncover. So, for example, executive summary, you have 100 to 150 words that you need to be able to describe in plain language. No acronyms. We want to know exactly what happened, what's the risk, and how can you explain that to an executive audience, a technical analysis, and some remediation steps. So you'll go over here and say, here is my executive summary. Here is my technical analysis. So you'll actually go in here and you'll type this out. So, the .zip file was clearly not a zip file. We know that much already just by talking to one another in the stream, but that's where you'll put your information. And then at the final parts over here, remediations. Well, we should not and never have local admins. That's the bane of cybersecurity existence. So that's where you'll go and you'll submit this report. Now, this report is actually submitted and reviewed by us. So this is going to pause. If I hit submit over here, you're going to see something happen. Let that cook for a moment on the back end. This is now pending under review. So you have submitted this, and we have made a lofty goal for ourselves to see how many of these reports. Yes, these are all manually reviewed. We're going to do a quick little review, make sure that you've been able to understand the context of the scenario, and we'll tell you if you did or did not pass that incident report. And we'll give you some feedback along the way. So this is something to go and let you experience a new type of CTF and continue all the skills that you've been learning with us at ContinuumCon. I'll pause there. John, is that too much? Did I just kind of like ramble on too much?
No, I mean, I think this is awesome. So can I don't know, forgive me for regurgitating, but is the report that folks submit, you human being manually reviews and AI can help? Is there some AI analysis, even, hey, just helping uncover what is being presented there?
Oh, 100%. Yes,
That's
there is
awesome.
definitely. Yeah. So what happens is when you submit your report, we have our reference answer, we have our grading rubric, and we have a little AI model that can do some pre-analysis to let us know how well on the mark you were. That'll help us in the grading ability. And then we'll look at it, we'll look at your answer, we'll look at the report, and we'll come to our own conclusion and let you know. So kind of a multi-step scenario right there.
I think that is awesome because I don't think it's any secret. There's been a whole lot of banter on the old interwebs, on the Twitterverse about, capture the flag kind of just has a different face now because like you throw it at an AI model, I don't know, you give some challenge, whatever Jeopardy, Stego, crypto crap to Claude, and it can just rip through and analyze and crap out a flag.
Yes.
It's like, hey, you just transformed or you converted a lot of our own individual learning to just tokens and burning whatever cost that might be, which isn't as fun or as valuable for the competitive, scoreboard aspect. But then you determine whether or not, okay, are you missing out on your own learning experience? But
Yes.
look, it's inevitable. And okay, AI has changed the world. It is changing the world. It already has. But seeing it on both sides of the game, and I use the game in air quotes, is kind of an awesome thing because, hey, maybe there doesn't need to be this static, flat, deterministic flag. In all reality, when you're looking for indicators of compromise, you're looking for C2 domains. You're looking for like file hashes, system modification timestamps, what they're doing, when and where and how. And an AI model to even consider those as score puzzle pieces or breadcrumbs is just so cool.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting. We encourage you to be able to use it to your ability, but you have to have the ability in the first place. Like, we wanted to augment your skill set, as you're saying. In this case, you have a full-blown VM. Cat wallpaper always included, of course. So you do have a full VM. It's too bad VX isn't hanging around right now, right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna tell Smelly.
Yeah, I think he said that. I think he said he wanted to mess around with it. So, anyways, you do have a VM over here, and it doesn't come nicely loaded for you. So you're not going to have all your fancy tools. You're not going to be able to go and drop your toolkit of choice over here. You do have to poke around and prod a little bit. Of course, you have the internet access. You can go and download some things here to the box. That's fine. But you're going to have to go in and do some triage. So either you know exactly how Windows can be compromised, or you don't. Maybe you can ask AI as you go along as well too, to kind of help you and get some assistance. But yeah, you're gonna have to go and find out. So if we go inside of where is it? I think in documents, no, downloads, Q2 remittance. Here's the name. Here's the file. Here's what started it all. There's a bunch of other stuff in the system too. This is a little finance workstation. You're gonna have to go and hunt, find out what happened, and then you can answer the questions. And the questions, like I said, are a mix of being able to find IOCs, flags, and short written responses, but it culminates in a human level check.
I did see one question fly by. If you're willing, are there first bloods, or is there? Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, there are first bloods.
Does that correlate to points, or does that just the glory?
Oh no, there are points. Someone has started. Red blue team is already on it, so they like fired it up right away. Okay.
Hey, so the game is on, everybody. Yeah, start the race.
Off to the races. I'll stop yammering about this. Were there any other questions there in chat, John?
Hey, some folks that were loving the fact that this is out and about. I think it's a great extra hands-on activity for all of the awesome workshops and practical learning that we're doing. Some folks are saying, man, I wish I saw the CTF earlier. And now it's here. Now it's ready.
Yes, now it's live. You couldn't have started earlier, but now you can. So the CTF, when does it end? It ends 5 p.m. Eastern on the Sundays. So right when we're wrapping up the con, that's when this wraps up. So looking forward to those reports.
Yeah, I think you have your work cut out for yourself, my friend, if you got to read through every single one of them.
Just a little bit, yes. Let's see how this goes.
While the live sessions and workshops are going on for ContinuumCon, you're going to be on the side just reading these reports.
Ooh, report. Yep, looking for it. Cool, man. Okay, I'll stop sharing. I think that's all I've got for the CTF itself. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to feedback as well, too, please.
Well, we're getting close to the end of the day, Anthony. I think... why not bring us to the end of the day review?
Day one, end of the day review of day one, end of the day. It's come to an end, man. John, this was a really cool day. It was packed. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that as a recurring trend today, tomorrow, and Sunday. We have had some incredible folks presenting some incredible things. And look, I got the question for you, chat, everyone in the audience. What did you think? Did you have fun? Did you learn something new? Were you at least exposed to new technology, maybe concepts, maybe ideas that you haven't seen before? Are you ripping through the workshops? Are you playing along? Mm-hmm. I think that's where the real value is. Remember, hey, being hands-on, being practical, but love the fact that we've been able to put this out on the interwebs, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, so that everyone can at least see what we're up to and then dive in and have some fun. So if anyone is in the chat willing to say, hey, what did you think of day one? We're loving to hear it. and I'm pretty stoked for day 2.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. It's a privilege to be able to do something like this on a second year. It's great to see it growing. It's great to see more engagement. Everyone go and jump into those workshops and get your hands dirty. I want to hear exactly what you think. Tomorrow's schedule. Yes, let's take a look at that.
Well, I'll keep teasing because while folks are, hey, entering maybe something in the chat, I wanted to let you know about all the awesome stuff we have in store for tomorrow.
Mhm.
We've had a lot of fun with our keynote AMA, Ask Us Anything sort of panels. And if you had some fun today, tomorrow, I think we've got some even spicier stuff going on with Bryson Bort and John Strand. And I'm so looking forward to that because they're fantastic folks. I've been to their events and it's kind of incredible for them to come hang out at ours. And Zach Corman, Eva Ben, etc., etc. Quick little teasers in case folks wanted to recognize the faces alongside the names. But we'll get into a little bit more prompt injection with Eva Ben, Andrew Bellini's session for OnlyLands. Zach Corman is going to be doing some great stuff with how he's been escaping a lot of different AI sandboxes, showing you the ropes and teaching some of that effort. And the afternoon timeline, we also have Solst and their practical security engineering session. Christopher talking about Stego Defender, Doug getting into some more APT attacks. I am just so stoked for the lineup this year.
That's insane. Yeah. Stacked. Very, very cool to see the AI continue to play out. And I'm interested in the Stego Defender. You know, steganography doesn't get enough attention either. So that's going to be really cool. I'm curious about that. That's awesome. Feedback forms.
Yeah, you might have noticed, everyone, if you have been inside of the workshops themselves, hopefully at that very last sort of module or lesson, there is a quick call out for genuinely that feedback form. It is the only way that we know how to improve. Please, please, please do give us your raw, candid feedback. What's good, bad, and ugly? How can we improve? And I think after Sunday, after the whole wrap up of the conference, we'll send an even bigger, broader feedback form for the folks that are willing. But that's kind of it, isn't it?
I think that's all we've got for day one. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us on Friday. And we'll see you nice and early to some people, middle of the day for others, for day 2 tomorrow. A whole lot more content, spicier rant included to start the day.
But hey,
Awesome.
that's ContinuumCon. It doesn't end right now. The conference never ends. We hope you're still chipping away at the Capture the Flag, all these workshops and everything. So we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Have a good one, everyone. See you tomorrow.